ASUS ZenBook or Dell Inspiron 7000. Two celebrated laptops, but which one really delivers? On the left, the ASUS ZenBook. Premium OLED brilliance meets portability. On the right, the Dell Inspiron 7000. Solid performance for everyday computing. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category earns points, and at the end, you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The result might not be what you expect. So here's what we're going to look at. We've got price and value, performance, display quality, battery life, design and build, gaming and graphics, connectivity, and productivity and features. Yeah, it's a lot, but you don't want to miss anything important, right? All right, let's get started with price and value. All right, price and value. So, jumping into the ASUS ZenBook first, you can totally feel that premium build when you pick it up. It feels solid, looks sleek, and honestly, it's the kind of laptop you'd be proud to whip out at a cafe or a meeting. But there is a catch. It'll cost you more up front. Like, no sugarcoating. This is what people mean when they say premium pricing. Now, the Dell Inspiron 7000, on the other hand, it's so much more wallet-friendly when it comes to entry price. You've got budget options, configurations that are easy on the bank account. But here's the not-so-glamorous bit. You're going to get lower specs at the base level, and the materials aren't as fancy. So if you're watching your budget, Inspiron definitely makes things easier on your wallet. But if you want long-term value, that ZenBook build is going to age way better. So who wins? The Inspiron 7000 sneaks this one, mostly for keeping things affordable, especially in 2025, where every dollar counts. Next up, performance. Let's get nerdy for a second. The ZenBook is running an Intel Core Ultra 7 255H, up to 32 gigabytes of RAM, and it even has something called an Intel AI Boost NPU, which, if you do any heavy multitasking or content work, you'll actually notice the difference. Multitasking is buttery smooth here. Now, yes, it's integrated graphics only, so maybe don't expect amazing gaming. Over to the Inspiron. Look, it's decent for your daily stuff. Web browsing, docs, and yeah, sometimes you'll even see a dedicated GPU in the lineup, which is honestly kind of cool for a mid-ranger. But the lower RAM in the base models and those slightly outdated processors, you're going to feel that slowdown if you push it. So this round, no question. ZenBook wipes the floor here. Okay, let's geek out over screens. Display quality. The ZenBook, not gonna lie, I could talk about this display all day. It's got a 2880 by 1800 OLED panel, 120 Hz refresh rate, up to 600 nits of brightness, and a super tall 16 by 10 aspect ratio. Oh, and touchscreen support. That's pretty wild for a machine this light. The Dell Inspiron does have a larger screen option. Some variants go to 15.6 inches, which is awesome if you're into bigger screens. But it's really just standard LED, 1080p, and half the brightness, about 300 nits. Honestly, side by side, ZenBook is just on another level. This one's a slam dunk. ZenBook totally owns display quality. Oh, and here's something cool. Pro tip, the ZenBook's OLED display has 243 pixels per inch versus Inspiron's 189. That's nearly 30% sharper, which means everything from text to photos pops out way more. If crisp visuals matter to you, this is kind of a game changer. Let's talk battery life. And seriously, who wants to be chained to a wall in 2025? ZenBook gives you a big old 75 watt-hour battery, super efficient processor, and it'll get you through your day. No problem. Really. Battery anxiety isn't even a thing here. The Inspiron, it's fine for basic stuff, but between a smaller battery and less efficient guts, you'll be reaching for the charger sooner, especially if you push it. Winner here, 100% ZenBook. On to design and build. Picking up the ZenBook, you feel how thin and light it actually is. Just 1.28 kilograms and under 15 millimeters thick. It's got premium materials everywhere, some fun color options, and it's ultra portable. Downside, if you wanted a big screen laptop, this 14-inch ZenBook might feel a little tight. Now, the Inspiron's pretty much the opposite. Bigger, heavier, chunkier at 2 kilograms or more. And honestly, it's kind of basic with that plastic build. But if you like a larger screen, hey, Inspiron's an option. Still, in 2025, thin and premium totally wins. So, ZenBook takes it. All right, what about gaming and graphics? So with the ZenBook, you get Intel Arc integrated graphics. Good for like some indie games and a bit of light gaming, but it's definitely not built for hardcore gaming. Inspiron, some models do have a dedicated GPU, but it's usually an older card. And again, you're not buying this for AAA titles anyway. So honestly, neither is a gaming beast. It's a tie. It all just depends what you want to play. Let's jump to connectivity, which in 2025 is a bigger deal than most people think. ZenBook, it's loaded. Dual Thunderbolt 4 ports, HDMI 2.1, both USB-C and USB-A, a micro SD reader, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4, the works. You notice it most when you're hooking up all your stuff and it just works. Now, the Inspiron's got plenty of ports too. Lots of USB 3.0, HDMI, but the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are super dated. No Thunderbolt either. So if you want plug-and-play luxury and next-gen wireless, ZenBook is the easy winner. And finally, productivity and features. ZenBook throws in all the good stuff. A comfy backlit keyboard, speedy fingerprint scanner, Windows 11 Home. They'll even give you Office Home 2024 included, and it's genuinely awesome for anyone who makes content or needs to get things done efficiently. Inspiron still covers the basics. Good for your spreadsheets and docs, but you're dealing with older Windows. No fingerprint scanner, and none of the fancy extras. Not even close here. ZenBook for the win.
So let's take a step back and look at the big picture.
You can see on the radar chart, ZenBook is literally ahead in almost every category, except for that opening price. And for gaming, they're basically tied. The gaps are most insane in display, performance, and battery.
So if you couldn't tell by now,
The ASUS ZenBook 14 OLED is the clear winner for 2025. No question. I mean, that display, the performance, and the premium build just crush it for anyone who values those things. It's perfect if you're a creative, or a professional, or just someone who wants a really great machine. Now, if you're just after a trusty, simple laptop for web browsing and office, the Inspiron 7000 is still a super solid budget pick. But honestly, I'd go ZenBook every day of the week.
ready to upgrade your laptop game?
I've got you covered. Check out the latest deals on both and pick the one that fits your